Wednesday of the 15th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Thus says the Lord, Woe to Assyria, my rod in anger, my staff in wrath. Against an impious nation I send him, and against a people under my wrath I order him to seize plunder, carry off loot, and tread them down like the mud of the streets. But this is not what he intends, nor does he have this in mind. Rather, it is in his heart to destroy, to make an end of nations, not a few. For he says, By my own power I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am shrewd. I have moved the boundaries of peoples, their treasures I have pillaged, and like a giant I have put down the enthroned. My hand has seized like a nest the riches of nations. As one takes eggs left alone, so I took in all the earth. No one fluttered a wing, or opened a mouth, or chirped. Will the axe boast against him who hews with it? Will the saw exalt itself above him who wields it? As if a rod could sway him who lifts it, or a staff him who is not wood. Therefore, the Lord of hosts, will send among his fat ones leanness, and instead of his glory there will be kindling, like the kindling of fire. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, The Lord will not abandon his people. Your people, O Lord, they trample down, your inheritance they afflict. Widow and stranger they slay, the fatherless they murder. The Lord will not abandon his people. And they say, The Lord sees not, the God of Jacob perceives not. Understand, you senseless ones among the people. And you fools, when will you be wise? The Lord will not abandon his people. Shall he who shaped the ear not hear, or he who formed the eye not see? Shall he who instructs nations not chastise, he who teaches men knowledge? The Lord will not abandon his people. For the Lord will not cast off his people, nor abandon his inheritance, but judgment shall again be with justice, and all the upright of heart shall follow it. The Lord will not abandon his people.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus exclaimed, I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, for although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to the childlike. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him. The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from Isaiah 10, 5-7, and 13b to 16. In this passage, the prophet condemns Assyria. Assyria had been chosen as an instrument of wrath against the people of Israel. The people of Israel were conquered twice by Assyria. The second time their kingdom was destroyed, they became a province of the Assyrian Empire. They brought this on themselves because of their injustice to other Israelites, because they had failed to worship God. This was God's plan, and Assyria was simply an instrument of God's plan. But Assyria has become arrogant, saying that I'll destroy what I want. It's with my own power that I'm destroying. Therefore, because of the arrogance of Assyria, Assyria itself will be brought down. The Gospel is from Matthew 11, 25-27. This is a short prayer of thanksgiving to the Father, because the Father has revealed the wisdom of God to the childlike. They are the ones who find it easiest to hear the message of God, because they don't have preconceptions, because they don't have it all figured out, and so they're willing to learn, they're willing to listen. They're willing to be simple and not fill their life with things that keep them from hearing God's message. And that's the goal of our conversion, to become more and more childlike. As we strip away our bad habits, our bad attitudes, we become childlike. We're able to see the beauty around us instead of being caught up with all the things that we have to do, with all the reasons that we're resentful for not having received what we think we should have received. We're able to celebrate the small things, the flowers, the birds, a child's smile, and truly proclaim the goodness of God, even in these small things. Maybe we should say especially in these small things. And may God bless us.